And to more Christmas stories, public health experts have urged citizens to be mindful of the excess consumption of salt, which poses a serious health challenge. They say there's a need for moderation, urging citizens not to be carried away by the ongoing festivities as Nigerians celebrate Christmas and New Year festivities. Marvelous Obomanu reports.
The World Health Organization recommends about 2,000 milligrams of salt daily as the maximum consumption requirement for adults. It also requires that the figure be reduced downward for children between the ages of 2 to 15 years, depending on prescribed energy requirements. The World Health Organization says that the primary health effects associated with diets with high salt is an increased blood pressure, increasing risk of cardiovascular diseases, gastric cancer, obesity, kidney disease, and others, which results to an estimated 1.89 million deaths annually. At this gathering of public health experts in Abuja, stakeholders are warning of a possible increase in the consumption of salt during the current festive season.
At this festive period, that people are likely going to consume a lot of food. It's cultural. Festive period is when we enjoy food, is when we cook, it's when we do a lot of sharing and eating, you know. Some of us are still at work and our family are already calling us to come back home. You know, you've not bought the chicken, you've not bought all that. And we're trying to tell Nigerians that you can also enjoy the festive period without compromising your health. And as we go about this festive period, we ensure that we regulate the amount of salt that we take.
Those into food production say spices can serve as an alternative to high salt intake, a situation that many of them have adopted.
We that are into the food production, there are a lot of food that when you don't put salt, you will not really get the required taste. But there are other things that we can use to substitute the salt. Some spices like all those garlic, ginger, and some cloves, which you can use.
I use a very low quantity of salt in order not to affect anybody that is eating it. But what I do most is that when I'm cooking my soup, you can see now, I'm cooking bitter leaf soup right now. So I have this, our native ingredient called ogiri. That's one. That one has a little bit salt in it. Then I make sure I put enough bonga and crayfish. Then I put little of the salt.
While many admit that the total avoidance of salt is near impossible, they however believe that moderation is key to saving Nigerians from its associated health implications.
And the butter we use here also contains salt. So for us to cut down to ensure that the salt will not be in excess, instead of adding more salt, because we are using a salted butter, we'll add the salt to the dough.
These are some local spices we use in place of salt.
What are your names?
Okay, like this now. This is cumin powder. I use it for my pastries. I use this as well. This is anise seed. I use that as well. So most of these things help in controlling salt. We don't do much of salt these days. We go into local spices, not this GMO type.
Marvelous Obomanu, reporting for News Central.